Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back, and today I've got my Splawn Nitro. It's got the KT88s in there. I'm running at full power 100 watts. I'm going to be going through the Overdrive 1, Overdrive 2, and the clean mode to show you guys what it does. I know I've got a lot of Nitro videos already, but I figured I'd do one in full HD with the upgraded audio recording methods and stuff like that. So I'll give you guys a little run through here in a second to show you up close what the amp looks like, all the features, functions, knobs, and whatnot, and then I'll jump back here to the playing. So here we go. Alright guys, this is the front panel of the Nitro. We've got the resonance, presence, bass, mids, treble, solo boost, volume, and gain controls. And we have the bass, treble, volume, and gain on the clean channel. And the solo boost only works on the overdrive channel. So if you need to boost the amp on the clean channel, you can invest in something like the Visual Sound True Tone boost pedal. It's a little black pedal, a couple of knobs on it. It does a really good job in the effects loop for a solo boost because it's very clean, doesn't add much gain. There's a foot switch, clean, overdrive, overdrive 1, overdrive 2, and the solo boost. And if we look on the back here, hang on, gotta turn it around. Oh, it's heavy. Okay. So as you can see there, the beautiful quartet of KT88 STRs by Ruby, and 4 preamp tubes. I believe they are also Ruby's. Let's see. The first one, the primary input driver, I believe is an RCA black plate preamp tube. I absolutely love the tube, but a little expensive. And then the other 3 are indeed Ruby HG preamp tubes, another one of my favorites of the current production tubes. And we have the input for the foot switch, and the effects loop, send and return, as well as the bypass switch or the level control, depending on if you're using like a rack unit effect or pedals. You can change the level of the effects loop for that. And we have the half power switch, speaker outputs, impedance selector, voltage selector, power, and fuses, all that good stuff. So that is my Splawn Nitro, and as you can see, it's got the it's all hot rodded out on the tollexing options and the front panel here. And Scott does offer a wide variety of colors and head shield designs, faceplate options, and things like that. So you can go all out like this, get some crazy colors, or you can go with the more classic Marshall look. So anyways, that's the amp, and I'll probably do some jam tracks here. I know the Cerberus has been getting all the love, so I need to dust this thing off and get it back in the rotation here. So here we go. Alright, this is going to be the clean channel first off. We've got the bass is at 11 o'clock, treble is at about 2, the volume is back down around 7, 8-ish, and the gain is a little back behind noon. And with the KT88s in there, they have a lot more headroom, so in the clean channel you can run the gain a lot higher than when you have EL34s in there. So you can afford to run the gain that high and still not really have very much breakup. It's very clean and very big sounding, and they don't compress nearly as quickly as the EL34s do. So this is the clean channel. Back the gain down, get the volume back up where it was. You can hear that it takes away a little bit of the bottom end, so that's why I run the gain as high as I do. It fills out the sound a little bit more. Take the gain to about 1 o'clock here. back off the treble a bit. With the gain of 3 o'clock, you're going to get a bit more breakup in here. Gain is all the way up. Alright, now this is going to be the Overdrive channel. I'm going to be starting off on Overdrive 1. I've got the resonance is all the way down, presence is a little past 3, bass is at 9, mids a little past 3, treble's all the way up, the volume is at 9, and the gain is at noon. And if you don't have anything attenuating this amp when the volume is at 9 o'clock, it's extremely loud. Loud is an understatement for this amp. So what I've got the Ernie Ball volume pedal is in the effects loop, and I'm using that to pull the volume a little bit back. I think it sounds better this way than actually using a legit attenuation method between the amp and the cabinet. So that's how I use it. A lot of the other Splawn owners prefer to use it this way as well. So if you do have this amp and you're looking for a way to kind of tame those ridiculous volumes that it can put out, the volume pedal in the loop is an excellent method. So here we go. Overdrive 1. Without messing with the gain, I'm going to take the resonance up halfway so you can hear what that does to it. It doesn't really affect the volume too much until you start going past halfway, and then after that you'll notice a volume drop. But what it does is it affects the feel and punchiness of the sound, kind of like a bold or spongy knob on other amps. So that's what the resonance does. It does a really good job of thickening the sound up without it getting too muddy. So here we go with the resonance at halfway. This is with it all the way down. So you can hear how it kind of takes a little bit of the edge and a little bit of the attack out of the percussiveness out of the attack on the notes. So that's what that does. And once you get past noon, like I said, it'll start to drop the volume. But if you are wanting to use it for lower gain stuff like classic rock and blues, you can flip the wattage switch down to half power, raise the resonance up a little bit more, and drop the gain down. And it does do a pretty good job of getting more classic lower gain British tones. So that's what that knob is really good for you. But if you're playing metal, you want to keep it all the way down at all times. So let's raise it up a little bit more, back the gain down, take the mids up a little bit more. Still on Overdrive 1. Okay, I'm going to stay on Overdrive 1 and we're going to take the gain up to about 3 o'clock, and this is where, if you're on Overdrive 2, things can get a little bit noisy if you don't have anything in the like a noise reduction method. So this is about as far as I ever take it. Let's take the mids back down a little bit, and here we go. Alright, I'm going to stay there and I'm going to go to Overdrive 2 now. And the biggest difference with Overdrive 2 is that it adds a lot more thickness in the bottom end. It does increase the gain, but you're going to notice more of an increase in the bottom end more than you're going to notice more increase in gain. So if you're looking for a cleaner sound out of the amp, raising the gain on the amp and leaving it in Overdrive 1 and maybe boosting it with some sort of clean boost, I think is a better way to get a lot of gain out of the amp and still keep it clean, because the low end on this amp, if you've never heard it in person, it is absolutely mind-boggling how much there is. So that's why I keep the bass below 9 o'clock, and even with the EVM 12L and other 100-watt speakers in the cabinet, it can still overwhelm speakers. That's how much this amp has. So I'm going to leave the gain here and take it to Overdrive 2 and let you guys hear what it sounds like with it set exactly how it was just a second ago. So this is with Overdrive 1. And this is Overdrive 2. Mids are going down. Even at 0, the amp still sounds good. It still cuts and it still has an enormous presence and punch on stage, even with the mids totally out. But there's still a lot of mids in the sound, it's just not as much. So this is with the mids all the way down.